Countdown, no countdown this time, Patrick. Daggum Periscope threw, I don't even know what you would call it, a wrench in the game for us.
Yeah, Periscope apparently does not, no longer exist, but you can still link your Twitter, but like there's still this, I don't know what's going on with Periscope these days. It's like it's not there, but it's there, but I don't know. It's confusing.
All right, we're live on Facebook. So we're live on YouTube and Twitch as well.
Good enough for me.
All right, so we are the AverageMarks. We do a podcast every Thursday at 6 o'clock on the dot Central Standard Time. So if you love wrestling, join us. Join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. That's every Thursday, 6 p.m. On your favorite platform, whether that be YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. We are there. Come and join us. And the last time that we did a match, Patrick, you said off camera, I would love to see like a comedy match, like something from New Japan or maybe an Orange Cassidy or Colt Cabana match. And I said, hey, there's a match out there with Orange Cassidy and Colt Cabana that we could react to.
Yeah, and I think I've seen this match before. It's been a while, so I don't remember who won or much about it. I think the only thing I think I remember is Joe Morin, howdy from the Great White North, comments.
No, you said North wrong. It's Nort.
Well, I'm surprised I didn't say it wrong, as I have half of my mouth still a little numb here from some dental work I got done about an hour ago.
Joe, what's up, man?
Yeah, Joe, thanks for coming in, Joe. We're getting ready to watch Colt Cabana and Orange Cassidy. I did watch this match before. At least it looks very familiar. That house setting, the outdoor setting, looks familiar to me. And the only thing I think I remember, and I could be wrong, was maybe a fan handed a beer to one of them and they drank it or so. I don't know. But we're getting ready to watch it. We're getting ready to react to it. Hopefully it does not get taken down like our last one did. We did who was it? Jeff Cobb and Ricochet from PWG. Someone reached out to you and asked if we could take it down. So we did.
Yeah.
And then WWE took down one of our other videos because we had a video clip from The Bump on it. So we're making friends here with the wrestling companies on the internet.
Both of them are a bunch of hoes. So
yeah, so hopefully this one doesn't get taken down, but at the end of the day, if this one gets taken down, it's whatever, as long as our actual podcast shows remain on the internet.
I think Beyond Wrestling and like us giving them some rub here.
Feast Championship Wrestling action here on.
I will say I like how it's outdoors and it looks like it's literally in someone's backyard.
Inimitable Joey Ryan and Joey. What a matchup we have here to start things off.
It's I mean, when you look back at the history of Feast Championship Wrestling, match number one is always going to be Orange Cassidy versus Colt Cabana, which is a star-studded match to say the least.
Star-studded.
Yeah, Joe. If it's got Orange and Colt, it's got to be good.
There by this
now,
unbelievable display by Colt Cabana. This man knows how to work.
Now, obviously, I love this thing with Orange Cassidy and his just, half-assing in the ring and not really giving much effort. And obviously, since he's been in AEW, he started off doing things like that. But lately, like, he's legitimately been wrestling. And granted, he's good, but that's not his gimmick.
Was that the beer? What has he got?
Yeah, there you go. There's the beer, as I mentioned.
Drink going to come into play.
Orange Cassidy doesn't always seem like he has a game plan. He just kind of goes and does it. So I don't know if there's any thought process into this, but maybe there is. Maybe he studied Colt Cabana.
Oh, he's going to lock him up with the beer in his hand. Okay.
He can use the beer to his advantage in this match.
Well, he's holding on to the beer expertly, which you can always
That's like
say
the equivalent to the dude that falls out the boat that tries to keep his beer above the water.
And look at that. Very impressive. Reverses and has the beer held on.
I don't know how much force he has behind this headlock, but he's got it nonetheless.
Oh, don't spill the beer.
Don't want to spill that.
I wonder how much Orange Cassidy charges for an indie booking.
And he's up and he's over and he holds on to the beer. So
you almost have to like fast forward, an Orange Cassidy match like this to see what it would look like in real time.
Up and over and
the leapfrog didn't quite.
Or I guess in normal
really
speed.
Connect, no.
In a wrestling ring.
And now here goes Orange, and he's under. What athleticism.
He's a trained athlete. That's for sure.
And you say he doesn't.
Oh
have
yeah,
a
man,
strategy
Joe.
going
He's
on.
shown what
I
he can
would
do
say
in
this is
AEW, man. Some of those
mind games
matches
at
have been
its best.
fire.
Yeah, he really is a great,
So far,
a
so
great
good,
worker,
right?
and
He's not losing
you know
this
it's fine that he's a great worker.
No, if
But I
Ryan-
enjoy
now, it's
this
like a
right
battle
here.
back.
This is what
if
I
have a
enjoy, and the fact that he's a
scoreboard,
good
it's
worker is a
definitely
bonus for me.
10-8
But
Orange Cassidy right now.
when you got this kind of
Cover, no.
gimmick, and lately in
Only a
AEW,
one-time surprise.
I mean, maybe
Oh.
they're trying to make him into a more legit wrestler, which is
Excellent
also
job
fine.
by
But
referee Bryce Remsburg.
you know,
You
at
do
the same
not steal
time,
another man's
I
beer.
feel like they're still steering away from this Orange Cassidy,
Respect the
unfortunately, because this is the Orange Cassidy I've been thoroughly
Colt
enjoyed.
off the ropes
Colt
and
took the
again,
beer from him. The ref started counting
and
him
again, and
to unhand the beer.
up and over, sunset flip. Orange Cassidy holding on. And he's over.
Oh,
And now
The ref.
Remsburg. Shouldn't you practice what
Bryce
you preach? You just
Remsburg,
hold
he's
around.
he's
in
also not counting.
AEW.
He's in AEW as well, yeah.
Currently won the match with.
And Colt Cabana taking the beer away and saying enough. And now we have a beer holder. I didn't know that.
Right back.
Yeah, right back in the hands of Orange
Cassidy's
Cassidy.
mind games coming into play here. He is
And now
inside
Bryce
Colt's
got
head.
the sunglasses on.
Face.
Big boot. He's going high rent district. What an arm drag and he holds.
Nice.
onto the
Still
beer.
hasn't. Now I don't know how much beer is legitimately in there. Maybe only a quarter of a beer in there, which
And
makes
what a
it
champion
obviously a lot
out
easier.
here.
But
That's a
Family
great
show,
point.
I
It
thought,
could
but
be
I guess-
empty.
Family show.
or it could have a little bit
Well,
in
good
there.
point.
Like you don't want it completely empty, but if you have
When's
like
the last
you know a
time you saw
fourth
an
of it,
athletic display like this?
obviously it makes it a lot easier to not spill any.
The kick.
I mean,
That
this is-
kills me
this
every
here is-
time.
To
New
this day,
balance.
Orange Cassidy's best match, in my
And now he said
opinion,
he's
in
going
AEW was
around
when he
the
faced
world,
Pac at Revolution
Going
back
to
in
the
2020.
top, a little old school here with a beer.
That's another match
I
I would
never saw The
love
Undertaker do
to
this.
go back and watch, but AEW will probably
he
whack
probably
us for that
wanted
one.
to. Takes a sip.
He could definitely pass a police line.
I didn't get to
test
read that
right
entire
Yeah,
comment by
it's
Joe.
definitely,
It
walk and
disappeared.
turn,
There we
too.
go.
Oh,
Back up there.
Knife edge chop on Cabana. Taking a drink.
Yes,
Cover.
yeah, that's one thing I've never noticed about him, Joe, is that he doesn't really grab the ropes. Maybe because his hand is
Orange
always in his
Cassidy-
pocket.
I
That's
don't
another
think
thing
you
about
put,
this
any
match.
suntan lotion on.
I don't
It's
think
a
his
little
hand was
burnt.
ever in his pocket
Yeah.
yet. He's been hanging on
Looks
to
like
the
he might be a
beer,
little sensitive
obviously.
to
Yeah, so
the
one
majority
shot
of the
from
match.
Cabana could really put him down. Here we go. Revving that engine as only Orange Cassidy can.
It always amazes me that a guy
What do you
that is
do
obviously
as a
as
competitor when you see
physically
a
gifted
juggernaut
as
like
he
this
is,
coming
and
at
he's an awesome athlete, why he would choose a gimmick like
Well, you
this
throw
that
a
doesn't
bomb in
show
his
it off most of the
And
time.
there's
Well-
that chop I was talking about. He
And
must be
now
on
maybe
dreams.
that's why he went to AEW, because he knew, or maybe they said, "Hey, look,
Build the drop.
we love your
He still
gimmick. We
has
want to
that
use your
beer.
gimmick,
He's
but
holding
at the
on, and
same
now Colt
time,
looking to
we're going to
take him
turn you
down.
into a legitimate. We want to show off your wrestling
Got a
skills as
chop in his
well."
own.
Oh, look at this furious combination from Orange
The
Cassidy.
fury of combinations.
Spinning back fist.
So, like, I feel like we're getting less and less of this in AEW,
What a
and that's
combo.
what
You think we're gonna get
disappoints
something for
me.
double or nothing?
I think he
Ducks
will,
a
but
clothesline.
like,
Super
he's
kick
obviously,
takes Cabana
and I guess because
down.
you're in the AEW World Championship match, you got to
Now he's
legitimately,
going up top.
bust some moves out and take some bumps and,
Just go for
and
630.
legitimately wrestle, and that's fine. Now, I don't expect him to win, so I'm hoping
Here we
that
go,
maybe,
he's up.
after that match, he'll. Oh, there goes the beer.
I did
There
have
was some in
something
that. There was some beer in there.
Roll up. Colt Cabana got
I just got the 3. I didn't want it to be over.
major party foul from Colt
Yeah, no,
Cabana.
that match is about.
These kids are trying
I think it
to
was
retrieve
this is
beer.
about like an
I think
8-minute
we should
video. I
not
mean, the
let
match
them
was probably about 6
What
minutes.
an opener.
He employs
Joe,
the
do you
comedy
know some of the
gimmick
old
because
school wrestlers that did the same gimmick?
Yeah, I'd like to know what old school wrestlers.
Yeah, me too.
Must have been. I mean, it might have been long before my time. And, the only other comedy wrestlers I can think of, but granted, didn't do anything like this, was like Santino Marella. He didn't do anything similar to that. I don't know who's some other comedy wrestlers that you know,
Fans need
I guess
websites. Even
would
in
be
the
in
just
the realm of an Orange Cassidy or a Colt Cabana.
Hold up.
Oh,
Let me
they have
check-
Toru
check.
Yano too in New Japan. He's a comedy wrestler.
That was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. I mean, it's entertaining. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a good wrestling match, but it was a fun match to watch. It was entertaining. They're both very entertaining guys, and they're both, you know, known for their comedy wrestling. And obviously, I know Colt Cabana is very athletic and can go in the ring if he had to have a legitimate, serious match. Same thing with Orange Cassidy, but you know, at least on Orange Cassidy, that's not what got him, you know, very, very popular. It was his Marcus Talbert. Hello, fellas. Hello,
Marcus in
Marcus.
the
Welcome
house.
on in. By the way, guys, be sure to come back tomorrow. We're going to be previewing Double or Nothing, so we'd love for you guys to join the conversation. We're going to dedicate the entire show tomorrow, I believe, to Double or Nothing. There's 10 matches to talk about, lots to talk about, with also Dynamite coming up on Friday as well. It's not going to be tonight. It's going to be on Friday. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. Lots of, we got AEW Dynamite on Friday, also SmackDown right before that on Friday as well. Saturday's the Fan Fest. We won't be able to see much of that, but hopefully we'll get to, I'll be tuned into social media on Friday to see how that's going. And then Double or Nothing on Sunday. The thing I'm most excited about, besides obviously all the great matches, the stacked card that they have, there's going to be 100% capacity in Daly's Place on Sunday night. The crowd's going to be rocking. You know it's going to be those hardcore wrestling fans, at least majority of hardcore wrestling fans. And I think it holds 5,500 people. And that may not sound like a lot for a big pay-per-view event like this, but I'm just glad that we're going to have a full capacity crowd. And obviously in about a month and a half, WWE and AEW are hitting the road again. And I'm assuming that they're going to be, I don't know if it's going to be full capacity crowds. I know WWE and AEW are heading like over to Texas, and I know there's not many restrictions over in Texas anymore, but I'm looking forward to wrestling shows getting back on the road. It's been a long year for wrestling not having fans, and I'm just excited about it. But I'm really excited about Double or Nothing. We're going to talk all about that tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Come back and join us. It's going to be a lot of things to talk about going into Double or Nothing.
Before we get out of here, you know what I would love to see at Double or Nothing? I would love to see somehow they double team Pac and they get him out of the ring, because Kenny Omega has had his share of comedy matches too, wrestling a little girl, wrestling a pencil, wrestling a blow-up doll. So
Yeah.
I would imagine him and Orange Cassidy could just bring the house down with some type of comedy match.
Yeah, and then you got Pac in there that there's just there's these three different dynamics that, and I think that's just going to be a recipe for a tremendous triple threat match. By the way, Joe, nice to see you guys back on the air. Missed you guys. We appreciate that, Joe. It's good to be back. We're glad to be back. It's like I said, a lot has happened since we took our hiatus, but you know, I'm glad to see that, you know, the pandemic is starting to slowly come to an end, and wrestling is starting to get back to is going to get back to normal in terms of having fans in the building and them getting on the road and everything like that. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, that triple threat match is going to be great, because I don't think Kenny and Orange have ever gone one-on-one that I can think of off the top of my head. I know Orange and Pac, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, Orange and Pac back at Revolution 2020 was a great match. I thoroughly enjoyed that. They had that match a couple of weeks ago to determine the number one contender. I don't think that match was as entertaining as that one back at Revolution, but I think with the dynamic of Kenny Omega in a triple threat situation, and the crowd's going to be hot. I mean, AEW Championship, it's going to be hot. I think Orange, in my personal opinion, excuse me, we're going to see more of the Orange Cassidy gimmick than we have, you know, in recent months or so, because there's going to be a full crowd, and they know, okay, the crowd wants to see the Orange Cassidy we just watched versus the Orange Cassidy that we've been seeing on television, where he's legitimately wrestling. And like I said, I understand if he's going to go in there and do some legitimate moves, but hey, I want to see more of the barely slapping you and barely kicking you and the rolling around and just the stupidity that is the Orange Cassidy gimmick. And I say the stupidity in a good way because, like I said, it's very entertaining. It's something different. It's new. It's something I had personally never seen before, and I've been enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they pull off this triple threat match, which I think is also the first triple threat match in the history of AEW, I might add. And then the fact, too, I'm assuming it's going to be no disqualification. So you never know what's going to happen. I'm assuming the Elite, or at least Gallows and Anderson may come out. Death Triangle may come out. Best Friends may come out. It could. It has a recipe to become a really just crazy match, and I'm looking forward to it amongst many other things for Double or Nothing.
Marcus Talbert says whenever AEW gets going in Texas, he wants to get the boys together and not only see a match, but go to church.
Yeah, I think you know what he's talking about when he says going to church. Other people refer to it as Bible study, but we, Marcus and I, as well as Cruz and Brink and Trevor, and there might have been another guy. I can't remember the guy's name that was with us, but we went to Bible study after the Royal Rumble back in 2020. And boy, we were at Bible study till I think about 3 or 4 a.m.
Wow,
if I remember correctly. And I got up the next morning, drove to work back in Lake Charles. So that was good times. That was, I missed that because that was right before the pandemic, and being at the Royal Rumble live was awesome. It was a big time bucket list item that I checked off, and it was just a fun night in Houston. Good times were had, and it's we definitely need another road trip like that. So I know the first SmackDown or the first WWE live show back, July 16th, is going to be in Houston. Obviously, it's not as big as the Royal Rumble, but at this point, the first show back with fans, even just outside of WrestleMania, will be a pretty big deal. And then I've been wanting to take the road trip up to Jacksonville this weekend, but that's not going to happen. But AEW is coming to Texas in August, I believe. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, they're going in July, then they're coming back in August. They're going to be around Houston in August. I'd like to try to go, but it's a middle of the week thing. It's a little difficult for me to do that, but definitely need another road trip with the boys to go watch some wrestling. It's long overdue because I started when we went to the Royal Rumble. I had that itch, like I was like, man, that was so fun. Like next time a big event comes anywhere near us, like I had so much fun at the Rumble that I like as soon as like the week after the Royal Rumble of 2020, I was already looking up, and like I said, this was before the pandemic. I was like, where's it going to be at next year? If it's anywhere close, we're going. And it was supposed to be in Seattle, and even myself, I was thinking, all right, where's plane tickets? I need plane tickets here. I need plane tickets. So it was a good time. And I know a lot of people crap on WWE and the product these days, but even just a year and change ago, the Royal Rumble, what a time! What a time it was.
From some of the wrestling shoot interviews I've heard, you might also want to plan a trip over to Tampa Bay whenever they go there, because I hear the churches over there are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to have to find out. But I know WrestleMania next year is in Dallas. One word, Edge. Yes. The return of Edge was amazing. Actually, I saw a video on YouTube today. A guy was in the stands. And Marcus, he actually wasn't far from where we were sitting. I thought maybe we were going to be in the video, but a guy, I stumbled upon a video today of a guy in the stands that was at Minute Maid Park reacting to when Edge came out. And man, that was awesome. What a pop that was. The energy in that freaking building when he came out, well, it was amazing.
I got to interview Miles Kennedy one time, and we were talking about the Edge theme, and he was like, it was supposed to be like a one-off, they thought. And then, he just kept using the theme, and they were like, hey, it was great. We got a whole bunch of new fans because of it.
I mean, that theme it's a banger, man. And it's obviously they've been using it, and no one's ever complained about it. Everyone loves it. So I think, and it fits Edge, in my opinion.
Yeah. Most definitely. Well, Patrick, that was a fun match.
Yeah,
Glad you brought that up.
absolutely. That was a fun match. We'll have to find some more comedy matches like that.
there's something we'll
Toriano's
have to do a
another
New
one we need
Japan
to
one.
find. Toriano is another
Yeah.
one we'll look up. Thanks to Joe Morin, Marcus Talbert in the chat for coming hanging out with us, chatting with us up a little bit. You guys come back tomorrow, 6 o'clock. We'd love to have you guys in the discussion for Double or Nothing. I think I'm going to reach out to Brink. I know Cruz will be working. I might reach out to Brink, see if he wants to come on, talk
Nice.
about Double or Nothing tomorrow. He may or may not be able to, but I know Cruz won't because Cruz's schedule, he works Wednesday through Sundays, so
Dang
every
it.
night. So unfortunately, we will not have Cruz ever unless we change our schedule, which could be possible in the future. But
Or
tomorrow,
unless we call in a bomb threat.
no, let's not do that. Let's not. I don't want to shut down Kashada. I can't do that. Kashada. So yeah, tomorrow 6 o'clock, Double or Nothing preview show. We're talking nothing but Double or Nothing tomorrow afternoon 6 o'clock. So come back and hang out with us, guys.
All right, we're out of here.